All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, number 47, forever. He is Rahjai Harris. Rahjai, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain, man. How about yourself?
I am doing good, and we got a little bit of football to talk about going on here at East Carolina. Some
Let's
big
do it.
news yesterday. Jake Garcia entering the transfer portal, and Rahjai, man, interesting year last year. You had Jake Garcia and Caden Hauser come in, had a quarterback battle. Jake Garcia won that battle. From what I understand, it was a very close battle. He comes in, does some good things, turns it over a little bit, so they go to Caden Hauser, and Hauser really excelled in this offense. But honestly, I was surprised to see Jake here this long. Goes through a lot of spring football and then decides to enter the transfer portal. But what was your take when you saw that yesterday?
Um, Honestly, man, I didn't know what to think. I do understand that he does have a family, where he's from. He has a beautiful little girl. So I'm not really sure the reason behind it. I was watching JDB talk or whatever about different situations that he may have at home.
Yeah.
So if it is the reasons of his daughter, then man, I completely understand. I'm pulling for him. Because it's always family first, man. And we get distracted in that system, that football system, man. And we tend to forget, man. And me as well, tend to forget that you got a family at home that you got to support, man. And every move got to make sense, especially with him, man. So I just support him and whatever he do in life. If you want to keep going or if you want to just stop, man, I support him all the way through.
Really seemed like a good dude when we got a chance to talk to him, Rajay. And for him, and you can speak to this, I'll ask you about it, but seemed to be a really good teammate after what happened. I mean, you get pulled as a starter and see another guy come in and have success. It's natural to feel some jealousy and all those kinds of feelings. But from what I heard, great teammate. You can tell us. How was he in the locker room last year?
Unbelievable, man. It was one of them guys that were transfer guys. And, sometimes you have to worry about transfer guys, just because the culture that you make at a university. But man, Jake came in, him and Kaden, but Jake came in, man, with the attitude of he wanted to be better each and every day. And it's hard to not like somebody like that. So big shout out to Jake. Everybody loved him in the locker room, not just the locker room, and around the facilities, the janitors, the chefs, the tutors, man. Everybody loved Jake just because the smile that he put on everybody's face, man. So like I said, man, good luck to him, man. I really do wish him the best in whatever he do, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you're always one play away, and we have seen plenty of seasons where we've needed
Always.
more than one QB here at ECU. Holt Nailers was kind of an Iron Man. I know the backup quarterbacks when he played, every time he went down, were ready to go in, and somehow he'd stay in the game with his shoulder dangling and everything. But one play away, and that brings up kind of an interesting topic. What does ECU do now? Do they bring in find a veteran quarterback? Is Raheem Jeter ready to take over as the number two? Is a Cole Hodge or somebody else on the roster going to take a next step? So, what do you think about the guys behind Caden Hauser right now, Rajah?
Man, I love it. I love Raheem Jeter, man. Not just because he's a hometown guy, man, but the way he practiced and the way he grind, man. Not just on the field, but off. Sometimes Raheem Jeter used to be in there with me and Kaden and Jake, man, just watching film because you just never know, like you said, man. It can be an easy just fall down, AC joint or something, and he had to be ready to go, man. So I don't really think they should bring anybody in. I think Raheem would be ready. You feel what I'm saying? I think he'd be ready just because of what I've seen him do in the past, and I know he's steady grinding now. And it's just the offense, man. The way the offense set up, man. JDB gonna put Raheem in the best situations he can
Right.
put him in. So, I trust JDB and I trust their whole offense. I trust Raheem. Like I said, not just because he's a local guy, he's his forward guy, but just because the work that he's done and invested into that program.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too, Rajah. You've spoke on it, but year two with John David Baker, he has talked about this. I think you have as well. That last year at this time, you're getting to know the lingo and what he's talking about and what he wants to do.
Yep.
Now, Jeter's been here, Marlon Gunn's been here. A lot of these guys have been here in this system and know what to expect. And we should see an even better offense this year, even though we're going to miss some big parts. That thing should run pretty smooth, right?
Man, I'm telling y'all now, I think that offense is gonna blow it up, man. I'm trying to tell you. JDB whole scheme, man, and the way he just, get to the one-on-ones on the matchups, man, is unbelievable, man. And you got running backs like Marlon Gunn and London and all them guys right there, man, have just been balling. Them big boys up front, man, doing what they got to do. And Caden gonna deliver, man. We got to deliver the mail, so he gonna deliver. So, man, I think that offense really is gonna tear it up this year.
Rahjai Harris joining us. Rahjai, you mentioned the word culture earlier. That is becoming more and more difficult to have a positive culture in college athletics. And got this story out of Tennessee where Nico, basically, it sounds like he was holding out for more money, decided to sit out of practice, sit out of spring ball, wanting a raise, quote unquote. Tennessee said no, so now he's looking for a new home. And it's crazy to see this stuff in college football these days. But how about that story, Rahjai? What'd you think when you saw
Crazy, man. Let me just say it like that. That's crazy, man. It's starting to get the feel of like the NFL, man.
Yeah,
Like people are waiting out and missing practice and missing meetings over money. You feel what I'm saying? And college football was about busting each other in the face. You feel what I'm saying? Just doing it with your brothers. Now it's about money. You feel what I'm saying? I hate it's like that. But I mean, I guess they just got to evolve with it, man. And
yeah.
you seen the head coach at Tennessee, man. He just didn't want to deal with it. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like if he would have dealt with it, man, I feel like it would have messed up the culture up there at Tennessee. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody would have been trying to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I feel like he did the right thing, man, and just removing him from the program because that could cause a cancer into your program, and you definitely don't want that.
I remember that was one of the topics that came up when NIL was introduced, and people were worried that player A would be jealous of player B because of what he's getting and what he's not getting.
It's
And,
true.
there's always been some form of jealousy with all sports because some guys play more than you are or getting more attention from the media or whatever. So that it's just part of it. You got to be able to be mature and handle it. But I don't know. Did any of that ever creep into the locker room with East Carolina? Did you have to have talks with teammates, coaches, anything about that?
Um, I don't think it got to the point where like guys was like, pocket watching.
Right.
I do know it was times when people, asked for more or stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is it's pretty common now, but it wasn't to the issue where it caused like fights or this guy worrying about this guy pockets or anything like that.
Was it you that tweeted out like Team Boneyard eyeball emoji and people were like, "Oh man, is Rajay not getting paid? What's going on?" But you were like, "No, I was just saying like, thank you, Team Boneyard." Like, was that
Man,
you?
for
Do you know what I'm
sure,
talking
man.
about?
Yeah, that was me. That was right after the bowl game, man. I tweeted out, man, Team Boneyard, man, just because a lot of people don't really understand, man, that I was raising a whole child, my whole time at East Carolina,
Yeah,
man, and the money I was getting, man, was the blessing, not just to me, but it wasn't my family. And I wanted to make sure the whole Pirate Nation understood that because it's not easy as a college athlete, but it's not any easier being a college athlete and having a daughter. You feel what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, big shout out to Team Boneyard, man. Big shout out to everybody that's done blessed me one way or another, man. Because it wasn't just me; it was just me. It was me, my girlfriend, and my daughter. So, I really do appreciate whoever ever helped me.
Yeah, no doubt. Rajay, give us an update. I know you're grinding, right? So we
Always.
we are 2 weeks and a day away from the NFL draft, and of course, right after that, it's free agent signing. So, how you feeling as we get to this point? Or I should no,
I'm
we're
feeling
1 week and a day away from the
Yeah,
NFL draft. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But man, I'm feeling very confident, man. Like I tell my agent, man, all I need is a foot in the door, man. It,
yep.
it really don't matter to me where I go, what pick it is, free agent or not, man. It really doesn't matter because the team that gets me is gonna get somebody that's all around a great dude. You feel what I'm saying? Not just on the field, but off the field. Uh, I'm 1-on-one, man. You feel what I'm saying, man? I truly believe I'm one of the best backs that's in this draft. And somebody will see it, and somebody will realize it, and somebody will grab me. You feel me? And they'll see it, and I do what I do best.
It's interesting when you guys are being recruited in college. Your name is out there, and we get excited about you, and then a lot of guys are on the team for a year and we don't see them and kind of forget about them and then focus on the new
Yep.
recruits coming in. But for you you came on the scene very early on in your career, and what was that like? I know you had confidence in yourself, but did you think, man, it might be a while before I can show what I can do? You were able to. I remember Mike Houston at the time saying the guys who practiced the best would play, and I guess that was you,
Yep.
Rajay, because you played very early on in your career.
Yeah, man, and a lot of people say, man, the high school I went to, man, I went to the Burns High School down here in Duncan, South Carolina. A lot of people know Burns from Marcus Lattimore and guys like that. So man, playing against competition like Don Bosco and Huff High School and Mallet Creek and stuff like that, that been prepared me for the next level. You feel what I'm saying? So getting there, like I just said, that opportunity, man. Once you get that opportunity, you got to take it and run with it and don't ever look back. So that's exactly what I did my freshman year. I got the opportunity, South Florida game, I believe.
Yeah.
And man, I didn't look back, man. And with the injuries and everything that came with it, man, I still never looked back because all I needed was that one opportunity.
Talked to heard from Rodney Freeman on the Brian Bailey show on Monday, and of course your name came up, Rajay, and talked about the recovery from injury, and Brian Bailey is putting, and Brian Bailey's been around here a long time. He's putting your run against NC State up there as a top 3, top 5 play in ECU football
My
history.
God.
So there you go. But how about Coach Freeman, man? You've Chris Foster, Rodney Freeman. You kind of go through running back coaches, but how about him, and how can he make an impact on this football team moving forward?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to be able to say that I've had all great coaches, man, and in that running back room, man. Coach Freeman, he me and him had a relationship, man, because he's married to a beautiful wife and he has all these kids, man, and we related so much because my game reminded him of himself. You feel what I'm saying? And he wasn't always a running back. He played receiver, played
Yeah,
quarterback, stuff like that. But man, he taught me the game and made me realize the game was really like, just backyard football. You feel what I'm saying? We learned the coverages, which I already knew, but it's kind of like he gave me different insights and different stuff to look at. He always coached me on COC, which you wouldn't know what that means, but it's just like trust your reads and trust your track. But really what got me was off the field,
yeah.
man. It's the off the field stuff, the mental health checks. He used to come in the meeting rooms, man, just turn the computer off, man, and just have regular conversations with us about real life stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what separated him, coaching wise, man. It just separated him. It separated the room. And when it got real during the season, man, he shot it towards real. This room has to be the room that embraced the suck and go out there and be you. You feel what I'm saying? And I tell him all the time I appreciate him, not for just being my coach, but being a mentor in my life, man. And it's always gonna be a big shout out to Coach Friedman, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Love seeing the pictures. Saw one recently. Coach McKay had the tight ends over at his house in
Oh
the
yeah.
backyard eating, and love to see stuff like that. And I
We
guess
used to break them, man.
for Chris Foster, who has moved on now, we'll just have to get him a bigger T-shirt because
Oh yeah, he be trying to
dude
wear them
had the
smalls and stuff.
them bicep. He had the damn biceps going, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. He was huge.
Some big news, Rajay. We were looking for a team to back in the NBA playoffs. Myself, Jarrett, Chandler, and for the first time in my life, I'm gonna be a LeBron stan. We're going
Yeah,
with
you
the
got to.
Lakers. We're
You
taking
got
the
to, man.
Lakers, so we're gonna ride with them. Play-in game started last night. I think the real deal playoffs begin Saturday or Sunday. So
Something like that. Yep,
we'll
yep.
be keeping up with that a little bit.
Oh yeah, man. You got to the Lakers. Let's do it, LeBron.
LeBron and Luca. We'll see if they can get one.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yes,
Rajay.
sir.
Well, have a good week, man. We'll keep up with you. Talk to you again next week. But wishing you the best, man, and we'll talk again
Most
soon.
definitely, my guy. Yes, sir. Good to see you, my guy.